Hi and welcome to episode 1 of the eTravel Weekly Show from Virtual Miss Friday. I'm Michelle Dale and this is a show dedicated to digital nomads and online service providers from around the globe. Keep listening for what's new inside Virtual Miss Friday, plus I'll be sharing my best eTravel discoveries, including top tips and bright ideas to help you create an outstanding online business and virtually anywhere lifestyle. This show is completely free and published as a video, audio and newsletter. You can sign up at www.e-travelweekly.com for new episodes and our archives. So let's get started with the show.
Oh, groovy, baby. Yeah.
Hi and welcome to the very first episode of eTravel Weekly. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting for me. If you're watching the video right now, you'll see some images on the screen. Basically, the idea for this show came while I was in Egypt. I've just been there for the whole of January, February, March and April, and it's been a really transformative time for me. The reason why I love to travel is not just because I like seeing new places and experiencing new cultures, but it really opens my mind and it opens the way I see things and my perspective in the world, and it also helps a tremendous amount with my business and with my family as well. So we left Crete in December last year. For those of you who don't know, I've been traveling full-time now since 2005. I left on my own. Throughout the years, I've met my husband and I've had 2 children. I'm currently 30 weeks pregnant with my 3rd child. So I've basically been this kind of nomadic person for the last kind of decade of my life, and I've done so much growth throughout that period of time when I decided to quit my job and leave my life behind and really step outside of my comfort zone. So we left in December. We spent some time in the UK with my family, and then we went to Egypt for 4 months, and during that time it was quite transformative in terms of it's a very spiritual place. It gives you time to think, it gives you time to rest and, you know, kind of get to grips with life and everything in it. And I decided to create 3 new courses while I was in Egypt. I decided to take that time away to kind of develop myself and to also share a lot of the stuff that I'm doing online with people through my courses, through my service business and everything like that. So while I was out there creating these courses, if you're interested, they're currently in beta, and if you go to virtualmissfriday.com/roadmap or www.thevaroadmap.com, you'll see that there are 3 new courses on that page called the VA Marketer, the VA Administrator and the VA Creator. And while I was developing these courses, I was thinking to myself, you know, like, services change radically all the time online. Like, for example, I recorded a couple of videos for Twitter and things like that inside the marketer course while I was putting it together in March. A couple of weeks later, by April, the interface of Twitter changed, and this is basically why I've never done these service courses before, even though there's been a lot of questions and requests from people for me to put these courses together. You know, they change so radically, so quickly. So I really wanted to make sure that when I created these courses that I was going to be able to really commit myself to doing the updates, because if ever you buy any online training or your online courses or anything like that, they can become so quickly out of date. If it's not generic business information, they really do quickly become out of date, and they kind of need updating very regularly. And this is why I created these courses, and I sell these courses with lifetime updates. So whenever I make a change, and it's usually a minimum of every year, I will always update the courses, and everybody else has access to those. So while I was doing that, I also wanted a way, you know, in between the annual updates, I wanted a way to keep you guys informed and up to date of all the stuff that's going on within my business that doesn't appear directly in the courses, and all the changes that are going on online with the systems and the services that we use to provide services to clients and in my own business. And this show is kind of the brainchild of those courses, because I thought to myself, well, what's the best way that I can possibly share any really kind of important information that I find online every week with you guys, and this show basically was my decision to do that, to keep you informed each week. So make sure you stay tuned, because I'm not just going to be talking about my digital nomad life or traveling or, my family, which I'll share with you, because I think, a lot of people don't think that this kind of digital nomad lifestyle is possible with a family, but it absolutely is. My kids have been living in a new country every year of their lives, and they're happy, they're healthy, and it's entirely possible. So I'm happy to help you with that any way I can, and share my experiences, good and bad, because it's not all rosy, through this show. So that's basically been it. This show is going to air every week now, and I'm going to go through a little bit of personal information at the beginning, like, for example, sharing information on any travels or difficulties that we've had, or family life, or anything like that. Anything that I think is going to be really useful to you if you're interested in embarking on a kind of travel lifestyle with your business, of course. And then I'm going to go through any updates in Virtual Miss Friday, and also I'm going to share my top eTravel discoveries every week with you. These are basically things that I'm subscribed to so many things because I use so many systems and different ways of working, and I love technology, and I love being able to see how things change and how things work and new things that come on the market. So I'm going to be sharing all my best eTravel discoveries with you every single week, and my top tips and bright ideas. So I hope you enjoy the show. I really, really hope you like it. So that's just a little bit of introduction as to where I've been for the last 4 months. I'm currently back in Crete, and I'm currently dedicating myself to you guys and to this kind of weekly show, and I really hope you enjoy it. So let's move on to the rest of the show. Okay, so first things first, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's been happening at Virtual Miss Friday. I'm going to go over the last month's content because I haven't been updating you weekly, obviously, but I'll keep you updated each week through the show. If you want to check out this week's blog post, it's all about 3 simple steps to a branded video intro service on YouTube. If you go to virtualmissfriday.com/Michelle/YouTube intro, you'll be able to read the blog post. And basically what it is YouTube have introduced a new feature within their interface, which will allow you to tag on a 3-second video intro to the front of your videos. Now, this is great if you are a little bit of a non-techie and you want to be able to add an additional service. Say, for example, if you're a video transcriptionist or you do work with marketing with clients and you're not technically adept in video editing, you can now offer this service to attach an intro to the front of the video. And in my blog post, I explain about a service called Splashio.com, which will allow you to basically create a really professional looking video intro through this service, and it's really inexpensive, and basically add that video onto your clients' YouTube videos. So go and check out that blog post, because if you do any kind of marketing services for clients, or you provide any kind of transcription services for video marketers or anything like that, I think you'll find this blog post really helpful, and particularly this new feature that's come out inside YouTube. The Populace Entrepreneur magazine. This has been kind of like a bit erratic, really. I came up with the idea for this magazine in 2012, and I created 3 issues, and by the 3rd issue we exceeded 38,000 impressions. So I was really impressed with that, and I got so much great feedback from the publication that I decided to make it official. And the first official edition came out in April, which was last month. It came out the 30th, so it wasn't that long ago. And it's so jam-packed. If you're a digital nomad or you provide online services, it's really, really jam-packed with so much information and guest posts from people who are living their lives online and running their businesses online and traveling as well. So you've got all these different elements. We've got Chris Ducker in there. He was very kind enough to provide us with information from his new book, Virtual Freedom. We've got an interview in there with the CEO of Unison, Manlio Corelli, and he has so much great information that he's sharing about his stuff right now. And I'm a big fan of Unison. I work with a team online, and if you happen to have a team online, even if it's just a small one, Unison is a fantastic resource to be able to communicate and collaborate with your team in kind of real time. There is also an interview in there about the paperless home office with Marcus Becker, who is CEO of the paperless home office. And basically he goes through all the reasons why he started his company, paperlesshome.co.uk. And how you can benefit from it, of course. And we've also got articles in there from other fantastic online service providers like Megan Dixon from Rescue Me. We've also got Shunjack in there from shunjackson.com. We've got Ellen Ward in there, who is also a VA and online business manager. And she's at ontimeassistance.com. We've got some great infographics that we've wanted to share with you, and various other articles and quick tips and all sorts of things. There's a great article from Hannah Valance on embracing location independence, and an equally absolutely fantastic article from a woman who I've recently met called Rachel Denning, and she lives with her husband called Greg Denning in Costa Rica. She's just also had another baby, and she has a whopping 6 children. So she's been really busy, and they make a life online, and they're just a fantastic, amazing family who are just dedicating their lives to living with purpose and passion. And we've also got David Schneider in there, who is also a location independent, and he talks about virtual assistants. And finally in there we have another article from Rebecca Newham on how to get the best out of your VA. So go and check that out. It's a completely free magazine, and we're also accepting people in for the next edition. So if you want to join in the next edition, you are very welcome to visit www.paperlessentrepreneur.com for more details on that. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is updates inside the Passport members area. Now I have a members club, if you don't know already, called the VA Passport, which stands for the Virtually Anywhere Passport. Because what we want to do here at Virtual Miss Friday is give you guys the ability to live virtually anywhere and also work from virtually anywhere. So the VA Passport is a members club which is dedicated to online service providers, and we have monthly updates and interactions, and we have a Facebook group, and you also get direct access to me, because although as much as I love everybody who writes into me, I can't always answer all of your questions straight away. So this month inside the VA Passport, there is a video which I put together for you. I do a monthly video every month, and it's instant full-size screenshots and 3 ways to use them. You would be surprised at what you can get out of a screenshot. And there is a fantastic app in Chrome which I use to take full-size ones, and you can check out the video inside the VA Passport, which will show you all the different ways that I use them, and how you can benefit from full-size screenshots yourself. Also inside the VA Passport is our free article pack. It's usually on sale for £7, but it's free to members, and this month it's PR marketing on a budget, so check out that one. There's 5 articles in there, and you can repurpose them, you can republish them, you can make an ebook from them, you can put them on your blog, you can put them in your newsletter, you can do whatever you want with those. And also inside the VA Passport is a brand new feature which I've introduced this month, and this is basically another terminal. It's made up of different terminals with training and videos and all sorts, but basically you can now private message me. I know that with the coaching calls that I offer every month, they're subject to availability, and if you don't kind of book in advance, you might not be able to get an immediate appointment with me to have those 15 minutes Q&A. So if you want to access me without being able to book an appointment for the coaching, and you've got a quick question you want to ask, or you need advice, or you're going through one of those moments where you're not quite sure what to do in your business, or what to offer a client, or what to say to a client, it could be anything, then feel free to shoot me a message through the VA Passport, and I will generally respond within about 24 hours, 48 hours probably at most. So I answer those every day, Monday to Friday, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. You have my full attention inside there. So if you want to join the VA Passport, go to www.thevapassport.com freshbooks.com, and you can sign up for as little as £12 a month. Now, moving on to my top 3 eTravel weekly discoveries. Do you know I'm subscribed to so many feeds because we use so many systems. There's so much great content and great information out there. And I'm like a sponge, but I filter the information that I obtain, and I don't take all of it on board, obviously, because I would explode. But I'm going to share with you every single week my top 3 best eTravel weekly discoveries, the things that I've been looking at online through my online travels every week. And this week I want to talk to you about 3 particular pieces that I think are really quite good for you to check out. The first one is on a website called jodiejealous.com, and Jodie is from Australia, and she's a great entrepreneur, female entrepreneur, and she has all sorts of tips and tricks. She does coaching and mentoring and things like that, and she did a really great video on 2 tricks to avoid toxic clients and only attract ideal ones. Now, first thing I want to say to you is that I've dealt with my fair share of toxic clients, and you can't ever totally eliminate all of them. If you're inside the VA Apprentice program, one of my programs, you'll know how I go about trying to filter them out, and not take them on and things like that. But also, people change. You can start working with a client and it can start working out great, and then you can move on a little bit later and things don't quite work out how you want them to. So at that point, you kind of get stuck in a rut. Like, do I get rid of this client? How do I get rid of this client? I really don't feel like I want to get rid of this client. What about my income? And we go through so many different scenarios in our mind about why we shouldn't get rid of these toxic clients or avoid these toxic clients. And no matter how much you try, you can't always say that you're never going to get one and you're always going to get 100% ideal clients. But at least what you can do is try and filter these ones out and limit them, to very, very few. So check out Jodie's video. It's got some really good tips in it, and she comes up with some really good points about, why you should be working with your ideal clients. And one of the things that she kind of mentions or touches on, which I found is really, really important, is the fact that if you're working with a client that you don't find ideal, they knock your confidence, they make you feel really rubbish, you completely lose your momentum, you completely lose your mojo for your business, and then that impacts all the clients who are doing fantastic with you. So this is one of the big takeaways that I took from this video, and I wanted to kind of basically pass on to you, is that if you're working with a client who you're dissatisfied with, you're not happy with, and you just don't gel with, and doesn't make you feel good about what you're doing, and doesn't make you feel good about sitting at your desk actually doing the work with them, then it can have a dramatic impact on all the other clients who are doing really well and who you really like working with. And the squeakiest wheel tends to get the most attention. So you want to basically put down those squeaky wheels and keep working with all the clients that who really deserve your attention because they appreciate it. So check out that video. I just thought it was a really good find online. The second finding this week that I want to share with you is from Zen Habits. And I love Leo who writes for Zen Habits. It's Leo Babauta. I hope I've said that right. I never really know how to say his name. But he's written a free ebook, and he always does fantastic free content. And the ebook is called the Letting Go ebook. Now, it touches on a lot of personal stuff. I mean, he goes into personal relationships and how you deal with your children, your family and your loved ones, etc. But he also touches on elements which are very, very pertinent in business. And one of the biggest things I've ever contributed to the success in my life or my business or whatever is the ability to simply let go. And this book is entirely dedicated to it, into letting go. It's completely free, so go and sign up for it. And he goes into all the different things that you can do to basically let go. And it's not about letting go in terms of letting go of your dreams and being happy with where you are. I always think you should have goals, ambitions. I always think that you should strive for things that you really want in life. But he tells you how to stop basically dealing with the fear and anxiety that we get as individuals, which really holds us back. It's about letting go of things that will prevent you from getting where you want to be in life. And this is a fantastic book if you want to have a look at it. It's very much along the terms of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And I think that this is kind of a very condensed, simplified version of it. But the biggest one is dealing with fear, because fear will just hold you back from everything in life. It will prevent you from moving forward. It will prevent your business from being successful if you're afraid of, failing, if you're afraid of anything. So I would definitely work on letting go, because letting go has been a fantastic benefit to me. I've had to let go a lot over the years of things like possessions, material possessions. I've had to let go of people. I've had to let go of relationships. I've had to let go of limiting beliefs, of negative ideas, of thought processes that do not serve me. I've had to let go of a lack of confidence and just try and move on into a better place. So if you're struggling at the moment, you're not where you want to be in your business, maybe you need to think about letting go of some things that are holding you back. So go download that ebook, because I think it could really help you. And finally, this is more on the business front. One of my favorite sites, Social Media Examiner, for marketing services and things like that. There is a post on how to get your Facebook post noticed in the newsfeed. Now, I know a lot of people have had issues with Facebook recently. They've made a lot of changes to the way they display information and content, which is their prerogative. At the end of the day, Facebook owns Facebook, and Facebook can do whatever they want with it. And if they change anything and we don't like it, it's tough. It's really tough, but we just have to accept it, and we have to move on, and you have to absolutely make the best of it. So whereas Facebook before was a fantastic tool for marketing, particularly for free marketing, now they've gone down the road where they can you give us a little bit of money for this if you want people to see your feeds? So what you can do as a way to remedy this is to really concentrate on high quality Facebook posts. And in the VA Marketer, which is a new course that I've just created, I go through the different types of posts that you can post in Facebook, but this really goes into it in detail. It's about rethinking your posts. It's about how you go about organizing your content on Facebook. One of the things that people do is they kind of post anything and forget about it and then post something else. And this is really about thinking about the kind of content that you're posting. And there are all sorts of different types of posts that you can post that will grab attention, that will get more shares, more likes, more comments, that type of thing. And I think it's really worth, especially if you provide marketing services, is to try and switch up and vary the content that you post on your Facebook. A lot of people get stuck in a rut with posting very similar things. And I think if you can check out this post, then maybe it will help you to start scheduling different types of posts for your clients, and also on your own new Facebook page if you want to basically switch it up and add some variety. And you'll notice then a pattern of what gets shared, what doesn't get shared, what gets more likes, that type of thing. Once you get that pattern down, you can choose then the top sort of 3 or 4 types of post that really get the most engagement, and you can take it from there and basically organize your clients' Facebook pages a lot better through that. So check out that post on Social Media Examiner. By the way, all the links to these different posts go inside my newsletter, and they're inside the free members area. So if you want to get the links to these posts from this video, you can check that out at www.e-travelweekly.com. And finally, my top tip for this week is a fantastic new service that FreshBooks have launched. If you're inside my shoestring program, my apprentice program, then you will know that I am a big fan of FreshBooks, and I use it to invoice my clients, and I also recommend it for other people because it has so many fantastic features that you just generally don't find in other invoicing systems, and I find them extremely valuable. And another new feature that they've introduced is something called a feedback form, which basically allows the client to pay the invoice and then it will automatically ask them for feedback, which is fantastic because, you know, it's really difficult sometimes to do. You either forget to ask a client for feedback, or you feel a little bit uncomfortable asking them for feedback. Like, you know, how did I do? Was I okay? So this basically takes that away, it takes the ownership away from you and puts it onto FreshBooks, which is great. Now, if you're recording a manual payment on an invoice, it will allow you to basically send out a manual request for a review via email through the interface. It's a click of a button. I've tried it. It's really cool. And if they pay automatically via an automatic payment method, such as they click on a button and pay by PayPal, and you're not manually entering it in, it will automatically ask you for a rating, ask the client for a rating and some feedback based on the invoice. So I think that's really good. And then what you can do with those is you can take them, you can add comments onto your website, any positive feedback that you get from clients, you can use it as a testimonial, you can use it, you know, scatter it in amongst your blog posts, you can put it in the sidebar of your website, you know, pretty much anything. So that's a really fantastic feature that FreshBooks have introduced, and I highly recommend that you use it with your clients. So that's the end of this week's show. I really hope you enjoy it. I look forward to chatting with you again next week, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to this show. For more eTravel Weekly episodes, you can sign up for a free digital backpack at www.e-travelweekly.com, where I post the video, audio, and newsletter, plus all the links featured inside this week's show. You can also subscribe via YouTube at michelleonyoutube.me or via iTunes at michelleonitunes.me.